Hi, I'm David Neese with EV World News. From EV breakthroughs to clean energy milestones, here's what moved the industry this week.
On September 19th, Governor Gavin Newsom confirmed that California will not introduce a replacement for the federal $7,500 electric vehicle tax credit. That credit ends on September 30th. California represents about 40% of United States EV sales. Without the federal support, the effective cost of many vehicles will rise by $7,000 to $8,000. Dealers report a surge in demand this month as buyers rush to complete purchases before the credit expires. Automakers are offering aggressive lease promotions in September. Honda's Prologue is advertised with a $0 per month one-pay lease. Volkswagen's ID4 has specials starting at about $129 per month. Chevrolet is promoting the Equinox EV with leases between $249 and $367. These offers use a commercial lease loophole that still allows the tax credit to pass through after retail credits expire. Polestar is recalling more than 27,000 vehicles in the United States. The Rearview camera can fail intermittently because of a software fault. Backup cameras are required by U.S. safety law. The company says it will push an over-the-air software update at no cost to owners. On September 20th, Tesla received approval from the Arizona Department of Transportation to test Robotaxis in the Phoenix area. The approval requires a human safety monitor in each vehicle. Earlier this year, Tesla launched a limited pilot service in Austin, Texas, using modified Model Y vehicles with safety supervisors on board. Arizona marks an expansion of testing, but it is not yet a fully driverless fare collecting service. On September 18th, the U.S. Senate confirmed Jonathan Morrison as head of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The vote was 51 to 47. The position had been vacant for most of the past year. Morrison will oversee more than 40 active investigations, including cases involving Tesla's autopilot, battery fire risks, and recall enforcement across the industry. From June 2024 to June 2025, the United States added about 37,000 public charging points. That is a 19% increase compared with the year before. Total charging power grew by 52%, from 19 gigawatts to 29 gigawatts. However, the pace of growth has slowed compared to the prior year, when installations grew by nearly 30%. Analysts warn this slowdown could delay the federal target of 500,000 chargers by 2030. EV Realty, a California startup, raised $75 million to build large charging depots for delivery and freight fleets. The company focuses on acquiring land near logistics corridors and securing utility connections before installing chargers. Executives say the permitting and zoning process is the biggest bottleneck, often adding 12 to 18 months to project timelines. Stellantis revealed a prototype battery called IBIS on September 19th. The design integrates the inverter and charger directly into the battery pack. It reduces weight by about 40 kilograms, improves efficiency by roughly 10%, and enables faster charging. Road testing is underway in the Peugeot E3008, with production targeted before the end of the decade. Panasonic announced that it aims to deliver anode-free lithium metal battery cells within about 2 years. The design removes the graphite anode and forms a lithium metal layer during the first charge. Panasonic projects a 25% improvement in energy density compared to current nickel-based cells. Pilot production is scheduled to begin in 2026. Nissan is reducing early production of its redesigned Leaf by several thousand units per month from September through November. The reduction is due to battery yield issues at its AESC supplier. Analysts expect U.S. availability to be limited at launch, especially for higher trim levels. Ford announced it will cut up to 1,000 jobs at its electric vehicle plant in Cologne, Germany. The cuts begin in January 2026, when the plant moves to a single shift. The facility builds the Explorer EV for Europe. Ford still plans to introduce 7 new EVs in Europe by 2027, but demand weakness has forced cost reductions. Recent tariffs on Chinese EV batteries and components are raising input costs. Automakers have largely held back on sticker price increases, choosing instead to absorb costs in their margins or through hidden fees like higher destination charges. Analysts expect gradual price increases next year if tariffs continue. Tesla extended Syra Resources' deadline to resolve quality issues at its Vidalia, Louisiana graphite plant until November 15th. The facility was built with a $102 million loan from the U.S. Department of Energy. It is the only large-scale American source of natural graphite for EV anodes. Failure to qualify would leave Tesla dependent on Chinese imports.
That's it for this week's EV World Update. I'm David Neese. Don't forget to subscribe and catch our live podcasts every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with Bill and Mike. See you next time.